guy number 3 that you want to avoid is the walking hormone. Okay, now teenage guys just anatomically have about 20 times as much testosterone in their body as a teenage girl does. And that's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's what does the man do with these desires? Does he master his body, or do his body's desires master him? And the answer to that question is whether he's a man or a boy. Now, the walking hormone tends to be more overt in regards to his desire to seduce you. And so he might give you different lines. Oh, you're such a tease. You know, if you love me, you'd show me. You'd do this with me. I mean, what's the problem? Like, we've done it before. Don't you like me? I mean, I feel like you're not attracted to me if you don't do this stuff with me. And so he's trying anger, guilt, manipulation, like anything it's going to take to get you to satisfy his physical desires, which he calls needs, because he's a man, right? And men have these needs. And if you're not supplying those, then you're just like this stingy, uptight, awful prude. I mean, you owe him kind of, don't you? And so they'll try all types of tactics. In fact, there was a newspaper article I read once when I lived in California. This guy was a story of the guy who's 28-year-old soccer coach, and he conned several of his female players into sleeping with him. Apparently what he did is he showed them a red amulet, okay, so a little necklace he wore filled with fluid, and said that it was his life essence, and it would dwindle if he did not have sex. And once it disappeared, he would die. Now, unbelievably, several of the young women on the team actually believed this guy and slept with him. Now, thankfully, the guy was arrested, and now both he and his life essence are serving time in prison, which is great. But a lot of times, if the girl doesn't fall for these tactics, like I said, he's going to turn on the guilt. You know, like, you are cruel, you're heartless, you're stingy, you're prude. And I mean, they might say, well, look, we've already done certain things. It's not really that big of a deal. In other words, your body's not a big deal. Your soul's not a big deal. Basically, you're not a big deal. And the only way that a woman in this situation will get a guy to stop using him is if she stops letting him. One woman emailed me after one of these, and she said, I always kept telling myself, no, he really cares about you. He's going through a very tough time right now, and he's just confused. No, he's really not using you. And she said, just like that, I lied to myself for months on end. But what you will find is that excuses prolong problems. And so don't make excuses for him. And if you sleep with a guy who's like a player, long-term, it's basically inviting child abuse. Because when you say yes to the sexual intimacy in that act, you're in a sense saying yes to life, whether you're expecting it or not, and life comes. And if this guy's a boy and he's a player, it's an invitation to child abuse. Because if he can't love a woman, he's not going to know how to rightly love children either. And so for love of your future children, stay far away from these guys. And these would include the guys who are addicted to pornography as well. You know, maybe he had a slip up, he's doing better, he's using, accountability software like Covenant Eyes, he's going to confession, it's getting better. Okay, that's one thing. It's another thing that he doesn't seem like it's a big deal. Or, okay, if you think it's a big deal, I'll try to stop, but he's looking at it. No, This is all under the category of a walking hormone, and ladies, you deserve a heck of a lot better. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/JasonEverett. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.